getting swept by a top 10 team like that?
What do I take away? I think I take away more with us than them. Offensively, we really didn't execute very well after coming off a weekend where we did. They're deep. They're pretty good. They got good pitching. They do a really good job pounding the strike zone. And I didn't think our guys really adjusted to that very well. I think we got caught trying to anticipate what was coming, more guessing what was coming than actually seeing what they threw and trying to react to it. But, I got a young team, and more than anything, that's what I come away with, the fact that, we didn't execute. We really, we had some opportunities early in this series, and we really didn't execute as well as we had the week before. So, you kind of go back to the drawing board again and kind of keep emphasizing, the same types of things that we were doing early in the year. But, it's still a good test for us, because then you get to see when somebody goes out and executes and does the things that they need to do to win. You get to see that, and hopefully our guys will learn from that.
And, how does that help you as the season goes forward, once you actually get into conference play and everything, playing a tough non-conference schedule?
I think that really helps us a lot, because you don't, in most cases, like in our conference, you're not going to see power arms like we saw last weekend, like we saw this weekend. It's and having to face them and having to try to execute against them, I think prepares you for the conference. And two ranked teams right out the chute. We're going to Santa Clara here tomorrow, and anytime you go on the road, it's not going to be easy. And the first part of our conference schedule is going to be on the road. So, you got to get out there. You got to get out on the road. And again, I think, playing well one weekend and not playing well the next weekend, now you have that contrast that you can really build from to really try to teach your team the things that you're going to want them to do.
And what do you tell them after this loss?
Not much today, because really this loss was just like the other two losses where, we had opportunities into a double play a couple of times. Early in the series, we didn't get the bunt down and get guys in scoring position. So, I didn't want to rehash it today. I'll wait till we, get ready to go to Santa Clara tomorrow to kind of talk about the weekend and the mistakes that we made and the things that we didn't do. And, I'm trying to be more of a dealing with the positive than the negative. But in this case, I think I can't overlook the fact we didn't really execute that well. But we'll be all right. We're gonna swing the bats better, and hopefully we get a little bit healthier. A little disappointed with the way we played the last couple of games, but because I thought we pitched well enough to be in them. But today's the first game where we really didn't pitch that well early and got behind. But you got to put some runs on the board if you expect to beat a team like Oregon State or a team like Arkansas or a team like Seton Hall, whoever else we play. You're gonna have to put runs on the board.
And you talked about power arms in your conference. You have a couple of really strong power arms at the front of your rotation. What has been the biggest key for those two guys, Cedar-Roth and Walby?
Throwing strikes. It's that simple to me. When they're throwing strikes and locating, and their pitch count, stays reasonable early in the game, they're two pretty tough guys, I think. Walby was outstanding out here the other night, where his first start, he really had trouble commanding the strike zone. And to me, that's the key. If they're throwing strikes, they're going to be two tough guys to hit. When they're not, guys just kind of eliminate the other pitches and kind of gear up for the fastball. And usually when they're not finding the strike zone, the pitch count goes way up. Cedar-Roth, I think, was at 80 after 5 the other night. And he was at 90 or 100 the other day at USD. And so, I think as the year goes on, they're going to get better. I think Walby, hopefully, seeing how he pitched the other night, I hope that does wonders for his confidence, because sometimes I think he goes out there and doubts that his stuff can be that good. But the other night, he threw all 3 pitches for strikes. And so I was really encouraged with the way he threw this weekend. And hopefully, they grow from that. They build from that. They keep believing that they can be that good. But throwing strikes is the key, and when they do, they're usually pretty good.
And I talked to Walby the other night after the game, and he was very happy with his performance. And I think, like you said, the confidence really is just growing in him. And what's been the biggest for him as far as the transition from the bullpen to the starting rotation?
Well, I think last year did wonders for him because, like you said, he was in the bullpen to start the year last year, and we were just struggling trying to find somebody to throw on Tuesdays, and we decided to give him a chance. And each start that he had, the better he got. And he goes to summer ball and has success. And now, I think he was surprised. Eric said, "Hey, you're going to be one of my weekend guys," and it's just watching him. It's like he just still doesn't believe it, until Saturday night at USD, and we saw the nerves. I think he walked 5 or 6 guys in that game, and then this last start was a completely different guy, and he pounded the strike zone. He threw all 3 of his pitches for strikes, and so I think it's just confidence. I just think the more he goes out there, the better he's going to be, and hopefully he can continue to get better and keep working the strike zone, because when he does, like I said, he got 3 pitches that he could command pretty good. If he can get them in the strike zone, he's going to be a tough guy.
And you got another strong arm in the bullpen, Bubba Darby, coming in, throwing strikes today. I think he had 3 strikeouts, I believe, in 2 innings. What's impressed you about the freshman so far?
I think for me, it's been his gumption. He isn't afraid to throw any one of his pitches at any time for a strike. And today was different because we just hadn't had a chance to get to him, and we knew he needed an inning or 2. And so today I don't think he was wound up like he normally is, because usually the game was on the line. But his gumption, he just is not afraid. He'll pitch inside. He throws breaking balls, change up anytime in the count. And for a freshman, that's pretty rare. We were just sitting here contemplating, how much longer we're going to use him as a closer, because I personally think he can start. But at this point in our schedule, it's probably to our benefit to use him as a closer, where he can finish out games. But if we don't start putting some runs on the board, then now you have to consider that, because he's got starter stuff, and so. Right now we'll leave him as a closer, but I think down the road he's going to be a weekend guy.
And you talk about your lineup needing to put runs on the board. How big was the injury to Ryan Muno for you?
Well, I don't want to use it as an excuse. I'd love to have him in the middle of our lineup, but really, Allen and Zier at the top of the lineup, they're kind of the keys to the bus. They get on and make things happen. It makes it easier for everybody else down the line. Yeah, Ryan's. We're going to miss his bat, no question about it. But Allen and Zier, when they're going good, and usually we're going good. And Oregon State did a good job keeping those guys off the bases in this series. And so we never really even got a running game going at all. So, somebody has to step up. We're going to go with Smirk and Blumen at first until we get him back. But he's a big part of what we do too, because he's probably our best hitter, and not having him in the middle of the line, it really hurts us too.
And you talk about your running game. How important is that to your offense? Is that a big portion?
I think it is. I think that's who we are. We're an aggressive team, and when we're not getting our aggressive guys on base, it's like you're standing there waiting for something to happen. And when you're getting down, it's like we're standing there waiting for something to happen. We really kind of have to push the envelope a little bit and try to be aggressive. We're a first to third, second to home type of team. We're going to, we want to run the bases aggressively, but Oregon State did a nice job shutting us down. We really just never really got anything going. We really didn't have a rally in those 4 games. And again, we got a young team and no reason to panic. You just got to, stay the course, keep believing in the things that you're doing. But right now, I know mentally I got some guys in there who are struggling a little bit, and so getting a day off tomorrow I think will be great for us, but we're right back at it on Tuesday.